Yeah, we do. Okay, we're going to call the meeting to order. It is Tuesday, June 27th, 2023. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
One another.
Okay. This is going to be like last Tuesday, we run through it in 15 minutes. Minutes and reports received and filed.
We have the sheriff's May 2023 fees.
Approved. Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay, that's it? Okay. Commissioner Committee Liaison Reports, upcoming meetings and events.
The annual communities barbecue is tomorrow in Loman, 5:30, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Jim Casey retirement party Thursday evening,
At 6:30.
6:30, Capitol Plaza. And then holiday next Tuesday. That's about it.
I have a Midmo Regional Planning Commission board meeting in Ashland tomorrow and a Salute 23 tomorrow, in addition to the things that Jeff mentioned. Thank you.
Okay. Tomorrow is the United Way launch at Mill Bottom at 7:45. Communities. Thursday morning, I'm on the committee for the selection of the new city administrator, so I've got that meeting at 8. We will present a resolution to Jim Casey. Friday at noon is the Pringer Center Advisory Board meeting. And then Sunday, July 2nd, the city of Loman has a festival and fireworks at 9 p.m. So you can go out there and watch fireworks and be safe. And that is all I've got. Commission comments. We had asked the Cole County Fire Districts to come make a presentation on fireworks and burning, and we couldn't, that didn't work. So Harry, do you want to read the letter
I have an email from Steve Serlock. None of the chiefs could make it today, and Steve was not available to be here, but he sent this email. With the 4th of July holiday just around the corner, the fire protection districts of Cole County and the Jefferson City Fire Department warns citizens of the increased risk of fire due to extremely dry conditions throughout the central part of the state. Even though we've seen spotty rain recently, the area continues to be very dry and ground cover can easily ignite under these drought conditions. Fireworks, while visually stunning, can pose significant risk to both individuals and property. Each year, numerous fire-related accidents and injuries occur due to the improper handling and use of fireworks. Area fire departments are committed to ensuring the safety and well-being of all residents. Please check with your local fire department or city officials to obtain accurate and up-to-date information regarding the legality of fireworks in your area. As a reminder, it is illegal to discharge or sell fireworks within the city limits of Jefferson City. Violators will be subject to penalties, fines, and legal consequences as outlined by city ordinances. Instead, fire officials encourage citizens to enjoy the beauty and excitement of fireworks by attending the professional displays organized by licensed experts. These public events adhere to strict safety measures and provide a controlled environment for everyone's enjoyment. By working together, we can ensure a safe and enjoyable 4th of July for everyone. That's from Steve.
Okay. Yeah, so just everybody, please be careful and Sunday, go to Loman and watch their fireworks, and then Tuesday, come watch the fireworks here on the river. Be careful, be safe, have
What's
water.
come up before? I mean,
Yeah.
there's questions about the authority to even do a ban, if you're a fire ban, and what fireworks it actually does. Half of them are exempted from that, so Jill has looked into it. I'm not gonna do a ban. We'd have to consult with our prosecutor too to see if, what he's gonna be able to do. Now, if we wanna do a resolution that says, don't be stupid, I'm in.
Yeah, we could do an
That's-
advisory.
The ban's not gonna
but-
stop the
but
stupid
no.
people.
You think that motion would pass?
Probably would.
Okay.
But I didn't know if we needed to waste any paper on that. It's just common
Well,
sense.
Yeah. So,
Well, the issue was I brought to us, we didn't make this up, because of extreme dryness. The state has statutes with respect to the state fire marshal and making declarations, and we're not going there, we're just telling people to be careful. This drought is a little earlier than most droughts. Usually they're in August, but now we have one in May and June and July. But
Well, you know, the flood of 93 actually started on July 2nd. So I'm not saying we're gonna have another flood, but that, I still remember that because it closed the river and then 54 just floated away. So things can change, but just be careful and then have a good, safe 4th of July. And I'm gonna try to go out to Loman on the 2nd. And anyway, okay. We will move on. Bids and contracts, approval and signing of city-county cooperative projects agreement.
So this agreement, city and county staff and also commissioners and council members have been working to get these projects to the point that we can do the agreement. There's 3 projects. It's the Wildwood Drive extension, Monroe Street improvements, and the Railroad Spur extension and transload facility. Wildwood Drive, the agreement is $1.5 million each, and the county will administer that project. Monroe Street improvements, it is $400,000 each, and the city will administer that one. And then the Rail Spur and transload facility is $400,000 each, and as you know, we're administering that project. The 2, Wildwood and Monroe Street, when we proceed and bid a project, we'll bring it to both the city council and the county commission for concurrence in the bid award. The Rail Spur project, as you know, that was on some time constraints, and so we moved forward with that. But that that is part of the agreement as well. So the 3 projects, it's rolled into one city and county cooperative projects agreement. And the county, or the city council approved this at their meeting last week. And now it's on to the county commission for approval, and we will be good to go for these 3 projects. Any questions?
Oh,
So I recommend approval.
you got the agreement?
I got them right here. There's two of them, signed both, and it's the 3rd page.
Do I have to initial?
All right, I'll make a motion to approve and sign the city-county cooperative agreement for the Railroad Spur extension and transload facility, Wildwood Drive extension, and the 600 and 700 blocks of Monroe Street.
second,
All in favor?
aye.
Aye.
I think that got all of them, right? It's all on, okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Engineering service.
So we needed to do the cooperative projects agreement first before
Yes.
we sign this. I would like to introduce John Farrer. He is one of the property owners directly south of Edgewood and part of this project. Recently acquired the property, and we have been working with previous owners, and we actually had the right-of-way. Additionally, there's another property owner to the south that's new as well. And we'll be working with John and the other property owner as we develop the design for this. As you know, this project's been designed and we acquired right-of-way back before 2010. Since then, we've made a few changes and have a little bit different direction on what the project will look like, and it'll actually result in a savings of about $1.5 million going to a 2-lane road with shoulders instead of a curb and gutter with enclosed drainage, which also will be better for stormwater runoff control at the end of the day. So it is a redesign. Now the CMPS will be able to utilize the previously designed work. Some of that can be incorporated into the new design, but they have to recreate the plans due to the original software used being unable to be retrieved, the original design. So it is a redesign in that sense, but there's old data that's still available. So the amount is $107,440 with Central Missouri Professional Services, and I'd recommend approval. I will say that it'll be a fast-track design with the hopes of having it out for bid early next year, with construction completed by the end of 2024. So, any questions?
2024 sounds a long ways off, but not so much anymore.
No.
It's not.
Wow. Yeah, I'm good with it. You got the agreement too,
Yeah,
so
got the agreement.
I'll let you go with it, Harry. That one's on your.
All right.
Oh,
I'll make a motion to sign the agreement for professional engineering services with Central Missouri Professional Services, Inc., the Wildwood Drive Extension Project number 2023-701-0.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Approval and signing of change order number 1 for the Lakewood subdivision.
So this is the final closeout documents for Lakewood subdivision stormwater improvements. Primary reason for additional cost was increased amount of 30-inch HDPE stormwater pipe, 8-inch non-reinforced concrete pavement, and the type 2 rock ditch liner. And primary reason for less work was we eliminated a segmental block retaining wall, and we had less 24-inch pipe. There was one change for relocation of a sewer lateral line and one change for adding rebar to the concrete replacement. Overall, this change order is an increase in construction of $9,362.50.
I'll make a motion to approve the final closeout on project number 2022-201-1 Lakewood Subdivision Stormwater Improvements.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Signing of construction contract with GBH Builders for construction of EMS station. You gonna read all those?
Yes. Good morning. So this is a formal construction contract with GBH Builders to build the EMS facility at the corner of McCarty and Adams Street. Total project cost, $4,820,093. Time of project completion is 420 days with liquidated damages of $500 per day after that mark in which the project is not completed. Jill has reviewed the contract. We've worked for a couple weeks to work out all the details, and we feel that it is in a place where it's ready to be signed. So I ask for you to do that today. 3 copies. Sam needs to initial each page.
Thank God I've got a stamp, and Debbie and Melody and everybody, they can stamp. Any discussion?
No. I'm gonna trust Jill on the contract part of it.
Yes.
She's read every page.
Made it to the table of comments so far. So,
I got to the specifications and learned the fine points of concrete.
okay. I'll make a motion to sign the construction contract with GBH Builders for construction of the EMS substation.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
So is there a contract I do need to sign?
Yes, there is one page.
1 page,
in each
okay.
One of these documents. I'm gonna leave it right here.
Okay, yeah, just I will do those. Okay. Renewal 2 of 2021-18 janitorial supplies.
This is the second renewal for the janitorial supplies with Hilliard. They did have an increase of 0.15%. I sent a spreadsheet and we're looking at the column in red. The item by item increase amount was $1,129.19. I talked with Greg about the increases and our recommendation is to go ahead and renew it with Hilliard.
Did you say .15 or
0.15.
less than?
Less than 1%, yep.
Wow.
But last year, it was pretty scattered all over the place. It wasn't a set 5%, 3%. It was pretty up and down depending on the item. So this year, we just got a 0.15.
Can't argue about that.
No. okay with
All
it.
right.
Yeah.
Yep.
For renewal.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve and sign the contract for renewal 204 for the janitorial supplies with Hilliard Incorporated.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. ARPA clauses added to supplemental agreements for the ARPA stormwater control projects.
So we learned after we had signed these original agreements with Bar Engineering and Bartlett and West that we needed to add some clauses required by the ARPA, American Rescue Plan Act. Not a big deal. We just figured we'd do this as a supplemental agreement. These changes or these clauses were recommended through Forbes and also in working with Debbie and Jill to make sure we had the right language in there. So there's no additional cost to the project and no additional time needed to complete the project, just the addition of the clauses that are required to be in there. So I'd recommend approval of both. The first one is the stormwater runoff control evaluation, Bender Lake, and, oh, that's got a mistake on it. Westview Heights Watershed is the first one, and that's with Bartlett and West. And then the second one is the Apache Flats and Natchez Trace Watersheds in Bender Lake, and that's with Bar Engineering. So I'd recommend approval of both of these.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
Do it in one? I'll separately state them here. I'll just do it in two, I guess. Motion to sign the supplemental agreement number 1. This is project number 2023-202-0, stormwater runoff control evaluation, Bender Lake, Westview Heights Watershed, Phase 1.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
A motion to sign the supplemental agreement number 1 for the stormwater runoff control evaluation, Bender Lake, Apache Flats, and Natchez Trace Watersheds, Phase 1, project number 2023-201-0.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Okay. Keep moving down. Unfinished business? Do we have any?
I just might mention that the SNN clock people were here on Saturday morning. Greg was here as well and admitted them to the tower. And they took the clock mechanism apart to some extent, and it's now in Cape getting cleaned, and new bushings and new pivots and other things that I talked to Sean last night. We're going to need a carpenter
Yeah.
up at the top. Well, not quite at the top. The bell ringing device has got a broken cable and needs some carpentry work as well. Jeff, go up and check that out. But he hopes to be back in 2 weeks with the remanufactured and recleaned and ready to go, hook it back up and see what happens.
So that's in the Bill area, so it's not all the way up in the.
No,
Hayes
it's not,
area?
it's not up at the clock area.
Okay.
Although,
Could you
We'll take a look at it.
Could you look at
Yeah,
finding somebody for us?
as long as it's air conditioned.
oh, the air's coming through there.
It is air.
Yeah, there's air.
We need to have a big celebration when that is working again. Alex will let you know.
I don't know if you had noticed that even though the clock's been wrong forever, not forever, the chime has been going off, but now the cable rusted through, and that's why it's not working.
Okay.
It's great. Okay. New business. Accounts payable review.
I'd ask for approval of accounts payable pending review.
Motion to approve accounts payable pending review.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, now we're into the sheriff's show. Sheriff's deputy new hire.
We brought a new hire in, starting pay for deputies are $50,000. This one's come with about 8 years' experience, so we want to start them out at 51 rather than 50. I'd already contacted all of y'all. This is just to ratify that number in a public forum.
We've done that on couple prior
Yes, sir.
ones too, so it's not something new that we did, and we had talked about those before, just wanted to make sure that we did it in
Sure.
open form, so.
Yeah.
I'm good with it, so, got the pay form, will come through,
Yep.
okay.
Okay. Home Wave interface.
So with Tyler Technologies, we're going today, actually, we are live with New World. One of the things that we forgot is the Home Wave. So this is actually a contract to have a Home Wave, what's the name of it? Interface, thank you, Home Wave interface with Tyler Technologies, that's why I got my muscle here. It's $1,044, we pay for that out of biometrics.
Good.
A motion to approve the amendment with Tyler Homeway interface at a cost of $1,044.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, MEOC camera system.
So the Mobile Emergency Operations Center is the MEOC is a vehicle that we use during the fair. It's got a camera system on it. It is a staffing multiplier. 2 of those cameras in the mesh system, which is old, antiquated, they both went down. We need to replace 2 of those cameras before the fair comes up. I'm gonna ask that we pay $3,433 for these 2 cameras and the associated hardware to be able to move forward with purchasing these 2 cameras. Once they get in, then I'll send an email to Jessica moving those over to Nick so that they're not under my, so I don't have to deal with them anymore, he does, so.
So, we talked about this, and you gratefully offered to pay for it out of your fund, but I think it's something that we need to look at if there's emergency services fund, since it is an emergency operations center, or emergency services vehicle. So, and I know this is kind of a small change compared to a lot of stuff on that vehicle, but,
And I
Really
think
not small change to our budget. Our
Yeah,
budget's
well,
pretty small.
and usually we would go to, RSOC would be one of the ways that we would go to try to fix those cameras, but Nick and I were just talking about this before the meeting. The funding for RSOC goes down every year, and I don't believe we would be able to get the funding through RSOC, the Regional Homeland Security Oversight Committee. I don't believe we'd be able to get the funds from them anyway, and even if we did, it wouldn't be for another year.
It'd be 2.
Yeah, so it is imperative that I have those cameras operational. That's why I was moving forward with it as fast as I was.
right, and we talked about that.
Yes,
So
sir.
I was fine with moving forward, getting those cameras, we're able to use it. But we're not the only people that use that.
Yes, sir.
There's other people that use it too, and this is a regional asset. So I'm just not sure why we're supposed to be the ones that foot the bill for it, but,
Well, if you want to, after this meeting, Nick and I can get together and talk about it and see what other funding's out there available to be able to.
I'd like to see if we can. They may say no anyway, Nick, but I'd see if we can get it retroactively. I don't know
I don't
if
know
we can.
about grant funding, but we might be able to look at budgets and try to
Yeah.
work something out there.
So, yeah, those budgets are gonna probably keep going down, but we still have all that equipment in there, and if we have to keep maintaining it at our cost.
Well, the maintaining isn't the issue, if I'm correct. It's adding anything new to it is the problem, because you have the whole region all of Troop F trying to pull from that money. But the first thing RSOC did, at least when I was chairperson, is anything that was already pre-existing, they funded that first, and then they went to new projects. Is that correct?
That is correct. And I think the failures of recent RSOC issues is because they've taken funding that was usually unspent, and they would then reallocate projects. So we normally had a little bit of a pool that we could go to them and say, hey, this is an issue we've had, can you fund this project? And quite honestly, they would do it most of the time.
Mhm.
But because of inflation affecting the new budgets and because of.
And the quickness of the inflation. So
Right.
you submit, in the budget, you'd submit for a new camera system, and by the time they finally go through the process and approve it, well, the camera system now is $600 more, so.
John, Sheriff, we probably need to move that microphone.
Oh, yes, sir.
Up.
Usually I'm.
Mainly because, we have,
I don't like to be too close to y'all.
no. I'm fine with it for now. I mean, we just need to,
Yeah,
But-
you got my gist, so.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
What,
but MEOC does go, is it Woodridge?
Woolridge.
Yeah, that burned last year?
Yep.
that, you know, our MEAC was there as well. So it serves a purpose throughout central Missouri, so.
All right, you good then, Harry? All right, I'll make a motion to approve the MEAC camera system purchase with B&H Professional Source for the cameras.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Channel 17 wanted to know what the Axon purchase is. So-
Axon Enterprises is who we buy our tasers from. So we actually have it in our budget to replace some of our tasers. The total price is $29,986. That is in our budget to do that. We did a sole source on them in the beginning of the year, so we don't have to worry about that part of it.
Curious, Sheriff, the nearly 30,000, how many discharges of a taser does that cover? How much ammunition is that?
Well, what's weird is to get certified or stay qualified with a taser, they actually make you shoot 2 a year. So everybody that's qualified with a taser has to shoot 2 cartridges, which is a real nice deal for Axon since they're the only people we can buy them from. But, so it just depends on how many we go through. I couldn't tell you that number off the top of my head. I know that we're buying, I think it says 100 cartridges as part of this bid. 38 live cartridge close quarters, 4 taser battery packs, and I think 10 tasers altogether, and then all the stuff, all the equipment that goes with it.
Okay. Do you have to be shot by a taser to then learn how to use a taser?
Not anymore. You used to. I actually took a ride, and it's. I would rather be tased than maced, because with the taser, at least when the switch comes off, it's over with. The mace, it's ongoing for 10 hours, but it hurts. It hurts. It locks you up completely. You can't move.
Ooh, our Eastern Commissioner had volunteered to be tased.
I would gladly do so.
How many hours is it?
It's gotta be a pretty big fundraiser.
We'll work on that.
We'll have to get some duct tape too. There's gonna be some words that come out. I don't know if it locks your mouth up or not. Yeah, I'm fine with it.
I'll make a motion to approve the Axon purchase for taser equipment paraphernalia, $29,986.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
There was 90 cents on the end of that too.
Oh,
And 90 cents.
And 90
and
cents.
90 cents.
Yep, I'm still good.
Okay. Approval for expenditure PHEP funds.
Oh, good timing.
Yeah?
Sorry, it's a busy
That's how
morning.
you-
Chris will be able to answer more questions than you, but we had for the Public Health Emergency Preparedness Grant, they had some special funding that was kind of left over from last year, a carryover amount. So
Thanks, sir.
it was around $11,000. And we decided, since we have the facility over at the ESB building that could be used as a morgue in the unfortunate event that we needed to, it would be prudent of us to buy some storage racks, for lack of a better term, for them in case we have to use it to be able to house more bodies. So we thought we would use the money for that. It kind of fit into some of the capabilities with the contract.
And with fatality management, last year we went through a drill and saw the need, and then we wound up surveying all the funeral homes to see what their storage capacities are, and we took that information to come up with this.
Along with the hospitals. It's surprisingly small, so.
So is this over on South Ridge?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
The
during COVID, yeah, we had that as kind of a standby, so.
Right, we could use it for vaccine, or we could use
Yeah.
it as a temporary morgue if we had to.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, the money does have to be spent by the end of the month. We've already got the invoice, the estimate that will be turned into an invoice, and it is off government contract.
It's a GSA scheduled contract.
Hopefully, we'll never have to use these, but,
Exactly. But if we do,
yes.
go there.
Okay. You good? All right, make a motion to approve the expenditure of the PHEP funds for the 5-tier rack with leveling feet.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. First reading, the budget adjustment number 10.
This Yeah, I would say this is that contract, and this
Oh.
is my mistake. So whenever we work on the budget with the auditor at the end of the year, I always like look at what we have in the expenditure line for the contracts, and I double check what I have in my budget for those contracts. And it's always a little complicated because the contracts run July to June, our budget's January, December. Well, this caregiver funding was in a different spreadsheet. It wasn't in my normal FEP spreadsheet, so I missed it. So the money is in the contract from DHS, but it's not in our expenditure line in the budget.
So today's first reading, $10,410.91, and I'll bring it back up in 10 days.
Okay, and while you're here, we'll just, before we go back to the
Okay.
sheriff's show, we will do discussion and approval of the health department furniture purchase under a grant.
Sure, so we talked about the epidemiology for lab capacity contract allows for some furniture purchases, other things for related to the clinic, and we also talked about, you know, we moved into the health department 5 years ago. We kind of, it's like your first apartment, we kind of scavenged and got furniture, and now we're realizing some of it is not really great for the offices. So with that contract, we got a couple bids. One was for $4,000 for some new desks, and one was for almost $8,000, was $7,732. So we, of course, would like to go with the cheaper bid and go ahead and get that furniture purchased.
I'm good. Yeah, you sent this to us.
Yeah,
before
Yes.
We had talked about it.
Right, just to get formal approval.
Does it need to be anything specific or just approval of the health department furniture purchase under that grant? I didn't see the grant, so.
ELC,
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve the health department furniture purchase under their ELC grant.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And then we're gonna, I think the bid is out for the upgrades to the laboratory, so it'll be coming soon.
Okay.
Oh, now I'll
Thank you.
find it.
Okay, we are back to the Sheriff Wheeler show.
Oh, so the next thing on the agenda is going to talk about.
Discussion and approval of the Sheriff's Department internet upgrade. Sorry about that, sir.
That's okay. So with the increase of technology that we have in our facility, the backups that we're having to run through our internet, Brian has come up, or I guess we've all talked about how the internet in our facility is too low, so we're gonna kick it up. We're gonna bring it up to a gig in, gig out. I'd like to take it through socket. It's gonna go from it's $220 a month to $980 a month. But again, it would go from 50, isn't that right? Sure. From 50 to, now we're gonna go to a gig up, gig down, which is a huge increase. We shouldn't have any more issues with internet for quite a long time. I'm gonna ask that you approve this. We'll pay it out of contingency for the rest of this year. I'll put it in my budget for next year, pending the review from Jill, because the terms of service was not with this whenever we first got it. So I'd ask that you approve this pending the approval from Jill looking at the terms of service. Go ahead, I know you want to.
I just want something in writing saying this is gonna be enough for a while, Brian.
You
This is
can't,
Brian approved. Brian's not paying attention.
I know. Every time we come
Can't
back
buy
around. This should be enough for a while. Define a while.
Right?
5 years?
Let's see, I retired.
I'd take that. I would take it.
Yep, 5 years. It'll be good for 5 years.
it's ever changing and ever improving. and-
Ever improving, it's ever costing more is all
Well,
it's doing.
technology, like we talked about with the cameras, technology is a wonderful thing. It's a staffing multiplier, but unfortunately, if it doesn't work,
So
it's
at some
bad,
point,
so-
shouldn't it become more efficient and economical?
It's actually more efficient, absolutely more efficient. Economical, I think you'll see that. We'll see it by the end of the year with the integration with New World, with the integration of our body cams and the dash cams, all that stuff coming up. And then the compression, which has nothing to do with it, but I just want to throw that word out there because Jeff loves that word.
Love you, man.
So, again, we'd have to pay
Yeah.
that for this year out of contingency, and then next year I'd put it in my budget.
You're gonna be able to eliminate a position because it's gonna be work so fast now, right?
Sure.
All right. I hate these. So I'll make a motion to approve the sheriff department internet upgrade with socket.
Second.
All in favor?
And that was subject to the,
Subject to
Yeah,
our
we don't-
attorney's
Subject
Review.
to attorney's approval of the contract, terms and conditions.
Yes.
Okay, that's still a second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Forgot that part, sorry.
Okay. Discussion and/or approval of the sheriff's department upgrade to civil server.
So when we started New World, we were gonna have our civil server go through the cloud. It was supposed to be a really good thing for us. It turned out it was not. We would rather host it on site. At first, we were thinking we'd have to buy another server to put it, but after Huber and Associates looked at our server, they said that it's got enough muscle left in it that it can do it. However, there has to be quite a few upgrades to that current server, memory being the major one, isn't it?
That's correct.
So it's going to be a cost of $44,454.37. We would have to pay this out of contingency, but it's a one-time cost. The fortunate thing is we were going to be paying $11,500 a year to Tyler for the maintenance for the cloud. So in the long run, we're going to save money.
Good with it. Yeah, we talked about that, so.
I'll make a motion to approve the contract with Huber and Associates, the upgrade of sheriff's civil server for $44,454.37.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Sam, I think he just overstepped your authority there. He just excused Brian.
Well, he was here for me, and we're at Go Live right now with New World,
You saw
so
that
we
too?
gotta have him over there.
Contrary to what you think, there's a lot of people that have other things to do rather than sitting here and listen to us, so.
To me?
Oh, okay.
No,
To
I'm
me?
sure Brian is, okay. Signing of the 2023 Bulletproof Vest Grant Application.
So this grant application we do every year, it's for the ballistic vests. This year, we're gonna be purchasing 20 vests at a cost of $17,000. We're responsible for 2% of that, so that's $8,500 that will come, that's in our budget.
Yep.
That's all I have.
Motion to sign and approve the signing of the 2023 Bulletproof Vest Grant Application.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, now we will switch to our auditor. Signing of management representation letter for fiscal year 2022 audit.
I ask that you approve and that Sam signs the management representation letter for our annual audit. Probably familiar with this. It's the county making certain representations to the auditor on the fairness of the financial statements are fairly presented, that we've complied with a number of aspects of different things related to the financial statements, so it's a standard thing you do every year, so I ask for your approval.
Yeah, I'll let you run with the audit stuff.
Carries
Okay, yeah.
He finds this stuff interesting somehow.
I thought I found a hiccup in there, but I didn't. So, but under subparagraph 16, it does say, that the commission signs a statement that said, we have no knowledge of instances of noncompliance or suspected noncompliance with provisions of laws, comma, blah, blah, blah. But it's got a clause at the end, whose effects should be considered when preparing financial statements. So it's not that we haven't ever seen a violation of the law, it's that whenever we have seen one, it wasn't material enough to be considered when preparing financial statements. All right, that's just the nitpicky guy in me saying that. So with that said, I make a motion that we sign the representation letter.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Gosh, that was easy. We did really breeze through this agenda.
Oh, we're not done yet. We got close session.
Well, I know we do. I did receive the audit from Missouri River Region Library. So, I get copies of those, so I do have this and, yeah. So it's, I think, I received some other mail we need to discuss later, but anything else before we go into closed session?
I'll make a motion pursuant to Section 610.021 of the revised statutes of Missouri. The commission will go into closed session to discuss the following: communication between public body and its auditor under Section 610.021 subsection 17, real estate under Section 610.021 subsection 2, and personnel issues under Section 610.021 subsections 13 and 3.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Sam,
Yes.
Harry,
Yes.
Jeff.
Yes.
Okay.
And in that order, is that how you'd like it?
Certainly, with respect to auditor.
Yes, yes.
Because they have a clock.
Yes, let's,